Hello, so my name's Michael Conneely, and this is my part 3 video about the eclipse of the 20th of April. And as usual, it's a vision journey for those who like seeing the layout of an eclipse or of a new or full moon in a visionary way and seeing themselves within that net of energies and doing healing work and empowerment work within that net. So we focus first on Aries, the Vedic sign of Aries, where this new moon eclipse of the 20th of April falls. So see a huge area in the heavens of the warrior energy of Aries. You might see Mars striding determinedly across the landscape of Aries, focusing on his needs and demands, intent on getting them. This is the nature of Aries. You may have felt a new vitality or energy flow recently since the sun entered Aries. Feel that energy. Hold your body in a way that captures Aries energy. And see, amazingly, within Aries, at the time of this eclipse, 4, and you could say 5 planets. See the sun in Aries, the warrior sun, the moon in Aries, Rahu, the north node of the moon, our destiny direction in this life in Aries. Mercury, the planet of communication, is also on this huge Aries landscape. How does Mercury walk the Aries landscape? And next to Mercury, Uranus, the energy of revolution, the energy of the Bastille and the American Revolution. Sun, Moon, Rahu, Mercury and Uranus. But just on the very frontier, at the very, very end of Pisces, also is Jupiter, the guru energy of blessing, enlargement and sense of purpose. And see the rays of enlargement flood through the landscape of the Aries warrior, touching each of the planets within Aries. This is the world that we are in at the time of this eclipse. Take stock of what that Aries energy is. Stand embodying it. Have we maybe failed to adequately honour the Aries energy at the time of the sun's recent passing through the preceding sign of Pisces? Is sun's entry into Aries a wake-up energy that we so needed? As I said, Rahu, the north node, is one of the divine planetary energies walking the landscape of Aries. And as you turn round and look the other way towards Libra, you can see Ketu, the headless energy of the south node, the energy that particularly represents past lives in our charts. The cutting energy of Ketu, knowing that for each person in this world, Ketu's transit through the Vedic sign of Libra is bringing a special focus into relationship, our relationship issues. And hopefully really mending our relationship issues and our relationship or our seeking for relationship. The red line of the nodal axis from Ketu to the landscape of Aries that we started off surveying. But then see, at right angles to that red line of energy, another red line going off at 90 degrees to Pluto. Destined, fated Pluto energy is square the nodal axis. This eclipse embodies it. See the flow of energy from Pluto to the nodal axis, down to the south node and up to Aries, up to the north node. What areas of your life need proper expression of your rightful power? What areas of your life need to undergo a death and rebirth? We see Pluto as Hades, Lord of the underworld, where Persephone went down to him and was reborn as Queen of the underworld. Or we can see the planet Pluto represented by the Mesopotamian goddess Ereshkigal, where Ishtar, her sister, went down to the underworld to retrieve her dead husband and suffered horrendously, being hung naked and bereft on a meat hook, but then returned to the earth to do the work of the earth goddess. So we've seen the landscape of the warrior planet Aries, and we have viewed Pluto or Ereshkigal, Persephone or Ishtar. It's so important for us to understand these processes if we're to be fully coming into our power. I said that we see Mercury as one of the Aries landscape planets, but next to Mercury is Uranus, the planet that was discovered at the time of the storming of the Bastille, when the rotten realm of the French aristocrats was overthrown, when the rotten realm of the British Empire was overthrown by the Americans. Is there something in yourself that is just not being expressed? Lilith, who is square Uranus, is the planet of what's in our shadow, including our buried wild side. At the huge power time of an eclipse in Aries, is a revolution needed in your life? Does there need to be a revolution in the way you are expressing yourself, perhaps in a particular area of your life? I'm not suggesting mass slaughter. I'm suggesting ethical, absolutely essential revolution for you to fulfill your destiny and your potential. So we have seen a map of the key areas of the heavens at the time of this eclipse, a vision map. Now, in the centre of that red line from Ketu south node to Rahu north node, at the point where there's the 90-degree line to Pluto, see yourself erecting like a pillar or something like that. And that pillar is a needed, dear project of your heart. Perhaps you've been battling away for ages trying to get a project going. Perhaps you've only just realised that you must start a project now. See that obelisk in the middle of the landscape of this eclipse. What is the project you see? It might be about you, your expression in the world. It might be an external project, a work project. See its detail. Are you getting on with it? Have you defined it? It's set in the middle of a warrior landscape with great potential for enlargement and insight and healing and totally needed self-expression. See the detail of your project. Make any commitments or affirmations that you've got to make if you're going to succeed in your project. What comes to your mind? Does some reorganization of your work or pattern, or your energies pattern, or your relationship pattern need to be negotiated and brought in? Don't miss the opportunity. Thank you.